Obviously, we had a 1-1 draw with a last-minute goal. What are your thoughts on the game?
Daylight robbery on their behalf. So we've absolutely snatched a point right at the depth. Didn't deserve one. That being said, we were better than them in the second half, but it wasn't hard to be better than them in the second half. But how much better they were in the first half than us, it was like the Middlesbrough game, in my opinion, and it was just roles reversed because they were far better than us in the first half. But when we was at Middlesbrough, we took a full advantage. They should have probably been 2 or 3 goals minimum to the good. That being said, we should have scored to make it 1-1 once they've let us off the hook. When James has gone through and tried to dink Kingy. I've just never seen us like that in a league game. Never. I can't genuinely remember or think back to a time where we've played that poorly. However, there were some shouts in there from their team that I will certainly put in the bank and use as fuel for later on in the season. But a lot of teams did that to us last year, and we were on the end of sucker punches. So it's the mark of a decent side. On our absolute worst, we've took a point from that game of football. And like I say, if you were looking at halves and you were only getting a point for each half, then we were better in the second and they were better in the first. But that doesn't tell the story of the game. I said we got away with one today, but at the same time I said to the lads, one bit of quality will give you an opportunity at this level of football. And what a finish that is, by the way. It's great contact, under pressure, 1-0 down, pretty much last kick of the game. And a young boy that's been playing step 6, who came in and acquitted himself well, not had the best of days for 95 minutes. And one bit of quality changes his fortunes around in a game of football. So I can't be happier with a point. Because it's not often we don't get what we don't deserve, and we didn't deserve that today, and we got it. So I'll take every single point like that happens. Full credit to Carlton. I thought they were good, but our levels of drop off were atrocious. But I don't want that to be the narrative of taking it away that they were only good because we were poor. They were good. So as far as I'm concerned, we've took a point off a good side on our absolute worst day, which is, it's good showing for later on in the season.
Obviously, you mentioned it being one of the worst days. What do you think went wrong?
Everything. We had no life at the top of the pitch whatsoever. No quality, no life, which is not like us. At least we scored. But again, it's one of our back four that have. I thought we were sloppy in possession. I don't think we moved the ball quick enough. We didn't keep it short enough to start the game, and we played into their hands where they've unbelievably good at first contact. They played a midfield that wanted to compete big, strong, and then wanted to obviously win first contact and run off that in the first half, which they did very well. We didn't match it. We were poor and they were good. And honestly, to come in at 1-0 down, someone must have been looking over us today. But as I said before, the sign of a good team is playing like that and getting something from the game.
Can we get an update on how Jaden's doing?
We don't know. He's moving better than he did when he first happened. He tried to come back on, bless him, and it was a no-go. So hopefully in the next few days it is just one of them where he's landed that awkwardly. It's just jarred the joint or something, and it's not going to be too significant. But hopefully by Saturday we've got 2 more people coming back in, potentially 3 into the squad. So again, we've made 1 change here today. They've made probably 5. So our squad is where it is. And as I said to you before, when you haven't got the plethora of riches to go and pick and choose who you want, and as I say, we're not saying we've got nothing because we're comfortable, but we're not one of those who can go and cherry pick. For us to be doing that, as I say, on our worst day as well, and having one's first team sub, like first team of age sub that's got some experience, says everything when they're making 5 subs of quality that have all played at this level or above. So as negative as I am about the performance, when you actually break it down a bit, we're doing okay.
Obviously, talking about the bench, do you reckon that if I had a bit more depth to the squad, obviously you understand that players are out injured, but had a bit of a bigger squad, do you reckon that bench could have made a bit of a difference.
Absolutely, especially brings us in the second half, because then I believe that we would have been, how much better they were than us in the first half, I think we would have been that much better than them in the second half. When you've got that experience and quality to bring on. But we're waiting for them boys to come back, because the one thing I'm not going to do is have a revolving door, and that's the reason why, because those boys trust and back each other, and on our worst of days you can pull a result out of the hat. So if you don't, and you do keep it as a revolving door, no one gets any team spirit, no morale, and you don't, and you go on and lose that game 3-4-0 probably in the second half. So I will die on my sword with that, but when we're strong, we'll be significantly stronger. And yeah, great train robbery gives us a point.
Obviously, you said 2 or 3 might be coming back in Saturday. Can you expect to see Garnett coming back?
Potentially, actually, yeah. Some really positive. He's moving well. Did a lot of the warm up. I'm hoping to have Bruce back, available for the squad. Coden potentially back. No, he will be back for Saturday's squad, and I think he's ready to go. So when you look at that, there's some not bad names coming back into the squad. So we're looking forward to seeing everyone fit.
And then going on Saturday, what are your thoughts on the game going into it?
If we play like that, we'll get absolutely felt. But as I've said to you before, we'll take no step back. We'll certainly do everything that we need to do and do diligence on them. But I'm looking forward to a good FA Cup tie. And we've just, as I say, snatched a draw when we possibly didn't deserve one. On paper, this should be a walkover for Kettering, but we think differently. So let's go into it properly.